Okay, this is for problem 8 on the 2.5 homework. And so this was writing the system of equations in matrix form. And you should be able to get the matrix A. It's the X. Instead of using X, Y, and Z, they have this X1, X2, X3. And so how you type in subscripts is under this functions button. The first one lets you type subscripts. So, whoops. X1. And so that's how you get the subscripts. I think it'll count it wrong if you just type X3. So type your X and then hit that button. Okay. Okay, still in the 2.5 assignment number 10. This one where they talk about 401k plans and they give you a matrix A and matrix B, and then they ask who had the best returns. And so notice if you do matrix multiplication, A times B, remember you do the first row of A times the first column, which is the only column of B. And so that's just going to be for Alan. He had $5,000 and got a 20% return. So 5,000 times 0.2, that's going to give how much he earned on investment 1, and then you would do the second times second. So that's still Alan's. His second investment got 23% and his third investment got 11%. So when you multiply the matrices together, the top row is just going to be Alan's. The second one of the product is going to be Maria's, and the third one is going to be Stephen's. So those three numbers will go with those three people. Okay, so problem 11 from 2.5 talks about these stuffed animals. And so this, at the beginning for mine, it says 1,300 pink panthers. That's already in the matrix. So panthers, they're producing some of them in LA and some of them in Seattle. And notice that those two numbers add up to 1,300. And the same thing with the 1,550 giant pandas if you add up those. So you don't have to worry about these numbers. They've already taken care of those. So now to find out how much of each type of material should be used, well, obviously you're going to have to use this matrix. They called it P. I would call it A in my calculator. And then you're going to need a matrix B. And if you want to find the total amount of plush that they need, you have to figure out how much they need for the panthers, how much they need for the pandas, and how much they need for the birds. And they tell you in this sentence how much you need of each. You don't really need matrices, but you can get, if you use matrices, your calculator will do it for you. So this is, I made a matrix B, and I just went straight across. So the panther, there was the 1 yard and the 22 cubic feet and the 13 pieces of trim, and then the pandas went in the second row. So here's the plush, and then the next was stuffing and then trim. So when we multiply these together, this A times B, so remember, it's the first row times the first column. So 1 was plush for the panthers. 1.8 was plush for the panda. And so remember, first row times first column. So we do the 250 times 1, 250 plus 250 times 1.8 plus 700 times 2.4. Whoa! 2.4 was for the bird. So when I do this row times that column, that's all dealing with plush. And this was, I was only using LA. And then we would do the top row, the first row times the second column, and that's going to give us, this is all stuffing, and so on. And so just enter whatever as your B, and then you can answer the questions in part A. And then part B, so what is the cost of materials? Well, they tell you how much the trim or the plush stuffing and trim cost, so you can see, how much they buy and then just multiply it by the cost.